Welcome, everyone, to Roswell, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Eagle Baseball, live on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. The Hobbs Eagles opening up their district schedule on the road for one game tonight as they take on Roswell High. And, of course, Ron, 2 games tomorrow at Sportsman's Park there in Hobbs, a doubleheader for Eagle fans, 4:30, and then one right after that. So lots of baseball in the next 2 days, and these 3-game bangers that we've been having the last couple of seasons kind of test you. You get a couple of games at home. The next year you have to switch and go over to their place for a couple of games. But really get your pitching rotation really up to snuff and ready to go. And only 3 teams are playing in the district schedule.
Yeah, and just like we've had 2 weeks off, so has the team, so they may be a little rusty. Of course, the Roswell Coyotes didn't do a fair much better when they faced the Goddard Rockets. They got swept by them. But, yeah, this is the beginning of district, and what you have to do is play well. And here recently, Hobbs has done the last 3 seasons. They had 2 of them where they swept, but last season they were taken 2 out of 3, and it was close games on both of those. And it looks like we're about to get the national anthem.
Both teams out on the field on the first and third base lines, and we'll take a quick break, 90 seconds, and back with more Hobbs Eagle Baseball in Roswell. Back live here in Roswell as your Hobbs Eagles taking on the Roswell High Coyotes. Of course, the Eagles coming off some big wins last week as they thumped on Santa Fe High School. It was a couple of scores in those games, 23-0 and 13-0 for the Eagles, so 36 runs scored on only 16 hits, so they were doing a good job around the bases.
Yeah, the thing that was pointed out was the fact that they were very patient. They did not swing a lot. In fact, they had very little, if any, strikeouts going on both of those. I know Santa Fe is not a strong team, but that is something to hang your hat on. If you can go ahead and get in there and get out without any strikes, yeah, they had a lot of walks, but still, that's what you want to do. You want to get on base, whether it be hit or by a walk. You want to make those opportunities, and the only way you can do that is be on base.
Eagles got 11 runs in the third inning of the first game. Again, 23-0 in that one. 8-4 hit differential in that contest. So not a lot of slugging out there, but the guys doing a good job on the bases. In the second game, pretty more balanced scoring. Eagles with 3 runs in the first, 5 in the third, and 5 in the fifth to bring that double-digit victory as well. The Santa Fe squad coming off a couple of games against their arch rival from here in Roswell, Goddard, who's ranked number 1 in the 4A. Roswell lost to them 10-6 in the first game and 14-4 in the second game. In fact, that second game, although they lost by 10 runs, both teams had 12 hits. So Goddard doing a better job of getting around the bases as well. They had some big slugs, too. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run for the Rockets. But they left 21 on base in that second game and still beat Roswell by 10 runs. So that tells you a little bit about what the situation is at this point in time. Looking at the records of both of these teams, Roswell comes in at 9-8. They got the 19th rank in the Max Preps poll for this week. And your Hobbs Eagles above 500, so they're definitely on a good roll, although they had to wait this week to get ready for this game against Roswell. As they have a +3 over the 500 mark at this point in time for the Eagles squad at 10-7. And ready for action here. The Eagles up to bat first, as we're going to go live with the first game of the triple header, 2 tomorrow, as we mentioned. And for your Hobbs Eagles at the plate, is going to be Josiah Martinez to start off for Hobbs, the right fielder. As Martinez steps into the box, waiting for his first pitch.
I gave a handshake to both the catcher and the umpire.
Eagles batting .251 this season. Martinez first in the order at .208. Takes the first pitch, a fastball, clips the outside corner for the strike on the hold there for Martinez. Roswell's starting pitcher is Griffin on the mound for the Coyotes. Quickly returns a fastball outside, swing and a miss. Half-hearted swing on that one for Martinez. Count goes to 0-2, and keeping on that outside corner is Griffin.
Roswell has given up the most runs so far this season among all the district.
This one low and outside for ball one, 1-2 count. Jace Griffin is a sophomore, the pitcher. He's got a 0-0 record at this point, 4.0 ERA, and this is his 8th ball game of the season. Roswell wearing the white uniforms, red trim, Hobbs in the black with the gold trim. On the last pitch that comes off the end of the bat, drop third strike, the throw to first, and the out there. So going down one for the Eagles to start this first inning. Of course, last year, Ron, these two teams played the tripleheader as well. Hobbs actually lost 2 of the 3 games and kind of got some salt in their wounds there.
It did. I mean, it wasn't like Hobbs wasn't competitive. They definitely were in the second game. The first and the third, they had their moments early in the game, but unfortunately errors and stuff like that just happened, and Hobbs was unable to hold on to the lead, and they lost both of them by just 1 run.
And one of those games last year, they had 7 errors in one ball game. Griffin goes outside for ball 1. Little floater there that got around the plate just a little bit. Gerardo Gonzalez at the plate for the Eagles now. He's batting .216, takes a curveball inside, flies it out towards the Hobbs Eagle dugout on the left. It's going towards the netting and gets over the backstop out of play, so definitely dodge a bullet there. The air did not keep that up in the air long enough for the Roswell defense. Again, Gonzalez batting .216 on the season. He does have 8 hits so far with 6 RBIs, a double, and a triple.
And the wind isn't a factor. Otherwise, it could have been held the ball up long enough for them to catch it. But since that's not the case, it's just a long strike.
Next pitch from Griffin, curveball off the middle of the bat. It's going to be a wobbler out towards right, a shallow one down on the knee to get the catch. The right fielder for Roswell was Toscano. Let's go around their positions right now. It's Noah Lynn at first, Sanchez second, Loya at third. McDonald's the shortstop, left to right in the outfield. Anchondo, Palomino at center, and Toscano in right field. Eli Lynn behind the plate. We should mention 3 Lynn kids on this Roswell team, all sons of the head football coach for Roswell. Third in the order now for the Eagles. Curve inside off the handle of the bat for Hernandez, and it's a shallow shot out to center field. A catch made on the run as Palomino comes up to make it. And so 3 up, 3 down for the Hobbs Eagles to start the first inning. No hits, nobody on the bases, nobody scores. We head to the bottom of the first as the Eagles going to go and play some defense now. The score is 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. Welcome back live to Roswell, UFO, quote, alien city here. As Ty friend Ron Gunner bringing you Hobbs Eagle baseball. Hobbs 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. Defense out on the field for the black and gold. First time of meeting between these two teams to start the district schedule. And I should mention starting pitcher for the Eagles, Luke Parrish, the sophomore. He is 3-2 on the season with a 4.14 ERA. This is his 7th game that he has appeared in. And quickly going through the other positions, Alvarado at first, Montez second, Gonzalez third, Fuentes at the short. And from left to right, it's Armendariz, Camacho, and Martinez. Hernandez behind the plate for the Eagles. Of course, not much competition up there in Santa Fe. It was not very great weather as well. Hobbs had to fight through that to get the 36 runs that they did score. So definitely was an impressive into their non-district schedule, although Santa Fe, not one of the better teams in 5A. They're the bottom of the pack in the Max Preps poll.
Yeah, with only 3 wins, they're not much competition, but still, you still want to get that victory and you want to get that experience no matter who it is because, you don't have too many chances, and that was their last time before district, and they're hoping to see if that pays off.
Starting for Roswell at the plate will be Jackson McDonald, the shortstop. Roswell Coyotes coming to this game batting .347, much higher numbers than the Hobbs Eagles at .251. But record at 9-8, which is not as good as the Eagles, 10-7. McDonald batting .509 this season, 27 hits, 11 RBIs, 6 doubles, and 2 triples. So he's one of their sluggers out there, and he is the leadoff man. Kind of surprised he's not moved down on the order just a little bit. Here comes Parrish with a fastball, a little high for ball.
Both these teams come in with a very similar fielding percentage. Hobbs has a slight advantage, 916 over 905.
Curveball comes off the handle deep to left field. It's going to go towards the wall, hits one of the signs out there in the left corner, and that'll be a start-off double for McDonald to get things going. So Roswell, on their first at bat, get on the bases quickly. I was just starting to say there before he got the pitch that you kind of wonder why he's starting off, but I guess that shows you he's a base runner now.
Exactly, and yeah, if anything else, proves that he is material for a leadoff hit. He did get one. He got to second base, and he's already in scoring position with no outs. So, yeah, Roswell looking so good so far.
The oldest Lynn brother up now, Eli Lynn. He's a senior. He's batting .531 with 34 hits, 19 RBIs, 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. There's 8 home runs for Roswell this season. He's got 3 of them himself. His brother, the other Noah Lynn, has 3 home runs as well, so those kids can hit. The windup of the throw from Parrish, curving inside, almost took off the chin of Eli Lynn. Had to back it up just a bit that time.
I have a feeling he felt the breeze on that one. Almost thought it looked like it hit him, just barely missed him, though, so that's good. So it's 2-0.
Parrish takes a peek back at the runner. McDonald at second, turns and fires a curveball. This time gets him on the left elbow, the outside elbow. That curveball the first time almost came close to the chin. And that will be the hit by pitch. That will put Lynn at first and second. Big kid now, Noah Lynn checks in. He is the first baseman for this Roswell Coyote team. So 3 Lynns on this squad as we mentioned. And Noah Lynn is a junior.
Yeah, Noah Lynn's been hit 5 times but hit by pitch. So hopefully that won't happen again. That'll be one and done for Lance.
He's .407 on the season. 22 hits, 20 RBIs, 6 doubles, and 3 home runs. He definitely likes to move guys around the base for his Coyotes. Parrish facing 2 runners on at first and second. Turns and fires. Fastball down the middle, kind of drops a sinker right at the plate, and reaching down for it was Lynn, and couldn't get out the shovel that time for the strike.
Exactly. It looked like he was trying to slow his swing down and just mistimed it, missed the ball altogether.
Parrish steps off the rubber, turns and looks at second, turns, fires the fastball low again. Check swings, going to get past second, rolls out into center, bobbled out in center field by Camacho, but they elect not to send the runner home. So a single for Noah Lynn. They've got runners on all 3 bases. They start off with a double with McDonald, hit by pitch for Lynn, Eli Lynn, and then Noah Lynn now with the single. So bases are loaded, and already Luke Parrish is in a little bit of a jam here in this bottom of the first.
Yeah, that is not how you want to start any game at all, and definitely Luke is going to be sweating a little bit trying to get these out. He has been getting some strikes, and he's hoping to get some now to get out of this inning.
Isaac Loya now, the third baseman, steps in. Pitch from Parrish, going to go fastball outside, just barely misses for the ball. As Loya steps out of the box and gets back in quickly. He's batting .352, 19 hits, 6 RBIs, 7 doubles, a triple. Parrish comes with a nice hard fastball right down the pike. Swing and a miss there for Loya. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, he had nothing but air on that one. Lance is trying to get more of those to come in.
Comes back with a fastball. Oh, golf swing. Bounce towards second. The shortstop makes a tag, and a throw to first high is brought down for the out. So double play there that time for the Hobbs Eagles. Nice move by Fuentes to make the play towards second off the scoop, and the turn and fire after he jumps down on that second bag and fires over to Alvarado on a 6-4-3. Double play, 2 down here for Roswell, and that does knock some runners off the bags, which is the most important thing.
Well, they did get 1 run scored, and 1 is at third right now. So they did have 2 outs, 1 run scored.
That was McDonald who got it. Wild pitch, takes a bounce outside the right of the plate. Nice save from behind there by Hernandez to save that wild pitch going back to the backstop, and that would have scored another run.
Exactly.
So Hobbs just trying to get 1 more out to try to get this just a 1-0 ball game getting into the second.
And that would be huge right now.
Isaac Loya still at the plate. Here's the windup in the throw. Fastball comes outside. Nice slide over for Hernandez. Actually, that's Palomino is the man that comes to the plate, the center fielder. He is 5th in the order. Parrish looks at third, turns and fires. Fastball gets a clink off the handle, takes a bounce in front of the plate, picked up by Hernandez, fires to first for the third and final out. Nice coverage for Hernandez to get off his haunches from behind the home plate.
Yes.
Chase in front of the plate, make the scoop. Let the runner just kind of play around on that third baseline and fires to first.
Yeah, luckily the ball didn't have any kind of spin. Otherwise, it could have spun out of control and gone towards the pitcher, and that would have been just enough time for the runner to get to first and for the score to run as well to continue the inning. But that did not happen, and we ended it with just 1 run, so we stopped the bleeding as best we could. 2
hits, 1 run scored, as you mentioned. They leave 1 on base. We head to the top of the second. Eagles at the plate. It's Roswell 1, Hobbs nothing. Come back with us on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to District Baseball. Hobbs Eagles, first game of District against the Roswell High Coyotes. 1 here tonight and 2 at home at Sportsman's Park tomorrow starting at 4:30. Eagles up to 4th in the order now. Xavier Alvarado checks in, the cleanup man for Hobbs. He is the first baseman, of course. As Alvarado steps in, he is batting .304, one of the better percentages on the team at this point, batting averages.
And he's got, 22 RBIs?
Yeah, off of 14 hits. Fastball comes right at me here on the back wall behind home plate, 3D style. Yeah, that's 22 RBIs, leads the team on the season. Also has 7 doubles to his name and 1 of 2 homers, him and Xavier Alvarado getting the only ones over the fence so far this season. So Roswell with a bunch of sluggers. They've done it several times. Hobbs would like to do that here at Coyote Land. Fastball down the middle, gets down the pike for the strike. Holding on at that time, the lefty Alvarado. He's facing an 0-2 count now. He's going to have to protect the plate. Fuentes, Montez, and Johnson due up next. Griffin comes back, a fastball low and outside for the ball. Count goes to 1-2. Again, these teams played 3 times last year, and Hobbs lost 2 out of the 3, but then it was Roswell losing 2 out of the 3 to Clovis in one-run games. Hobbs actually finished 2nd in the standings with a 4-6 record. And it was Roswell and Clovis at the basement, 3-5.
Yeah, Roswell's ranked 20th right now. Hobbs is at 12th. I don't think that matters much right there, though.
Curveball comes inside and then gets back to the plate. They call that a ball. Roswell fans are hoping for a strikeout on that one. And kind of a touchy situation there for Alvarado. He kind of waited on that one, and it could have been easily called a strike here. Griffin going to come back with a fastball. Good yank on this one towards center field, taking kind of a drag to left, and it takes a bounce towards the warning track. That'll be a double for Xavier Alvarado, so escaping out of an 0-2 count to get a hit out in the deep center left.
Yeah, it curved left going into center field, just found the gap, and I knew it would. It was going to bounce off the wall, and it gave him enough time to be able to get a hit, and we're happy for that because, hey, Hobbs wants to get more of those hits. They didn't get nearly enough as they wanted to in Santa Fe.
Now Fuentes will check in for the Hobbs Eagles up at the plate. Jason Fuentes, the sophomore, shortstop for Hobbs. Takes a few practice swings at batting .188, 9 hits, 11 RBIs. Fastball hits the top of the strike zone for the strike. 1 double for Fuentes this season. And we were talking about this on the way up. All those hits that they did get, they weren't, double digits against each of those Santa Fe games last week. But again, a lot of base runners getting scored. Curveball inside. This is going to go out towards left field. Has a little bit of air under it. A couple of back pedals out there and left for Anchondo to make the catch, though. And that'll be a fly out to left for Fuentes for out number 1 here in the top of the second. Roswell up 1-0.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be too difficult to track down and be able to get underneath it. Didn't look like it was near the warning track, but close enough. Just didn't enough power to get beyond the fence for a home run. Would have been nice.
A little bit of a breeze here. I'd say about 10 miles per hour consistent so far in this game. I think it's going to be a lot colder and windier tomorrow at Sportsman's Park for the doubleheader.
Yeah, unfortunately it will be.
It's time for Christian Montez, the second baseman. Curveball outside for the ball. Nice eye there for Montez. He's at .333 this season. Currently second on the team in batting average. Got 16 hits, 13 RBIs, and 3 doubles. Fastball low and inside for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Montez. Johnson, Armendariz, and Camacho 7 through 9 in the order for the Eagles.
Montez known not for being struck out, but more for walking.
Fastball comes low. Ooh, boy, low in the strike zone that time. Maybe they said that Montez came around a little bit on that one, but that thing sunk down quickly as it came across the plate. Griffin takes a peek back at second to see the runner Alvarado. Turns and fires. Fastball down the middle. Swing and a miss for the strike. Now a 2-strike situation for Montez.
But he is always cool under pressure. I don't expect him to strike out, but, it could happen.
Griffin takes a peek back again, turns and fires, curve inside. Just going to get through the gap between second and third, rolls out into left, and that will be a single for Christian Montez. Now 2 hits in the game for the Eagles, and runners at first and third now in scoring position, trailing 1-0, the tying run at third.
And that is a winning combination. You've got a good runner on first base. You got somebody on third. He could easily steal first to go to second, and maybe even score a run if that happens, if it's played just right.
Kenyon Johnson, the DH in this game. He's batting 136, has 3 hits, 7 RBIs. Would like to make it number 8 here to score his teammate to tie this ball game up.
He has a big swing, but he's not very fast as a runner, so he's got to make sure he gets it in the outfield if he wants to get to first base.
And again, don't want to get into a double play situation here. Fastball down the middle is going to be a bouncer. Third baseman scoops, throws his second chance for a double play, and it's there in time. Nice start there for McDonald as he nails the throw over to Sanchez at second and then over to Noah Lynn at first for the double play. And unfortunately, that's the third out for the Eagles. Hobbs did manage 2 hits. They had 2 on base. Nobody scores. We head to the bottom of the second. Roswell leads 1-0 here in Roswell. Back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Welcome back to Roswell as we are at a 1-0 game. Roswell is in the lead. We're in the bottom of the second. Hobbs tried to get something going on, but they couldn't. And here's the call with Ty Friend.
Don't forget tomorrow the doubleheader at Sportsman's Park, 4:30, 2 games. They only play 3 times in the season in back-to-back day situations.
This is going to feel like a hot game compared to tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, I think a high of 62 tomorrow in Hobbs and some wind conditions. Rainy thunderstorms on Saturday for the Gus Macker basketball tournament. Hopefully Mother Nature will change her plans a little bit. Luke Parrish back on the mound for the Eagles. First pitch coming from the second inning, a wild one. Hits right of the plate and sails towards us in the backstop. Almost took out the camera there, Ron.
Yeah. It was a little low, but yeah, I did try to get something of the camera as we've been trying to set it up in this net.
Rico Lujan, the DH. Both teams with DHs in this game. He is in the 6th slot for Roswell, batting .283 this season. Also with a total of 17 hits, 8 RBIs, and 3 doubles. He has scored 4 times around the bases. Parrish goes inside. Swing out to left field to take a couple of bounces, and that'll be a single for Lujan. So now 3 hits for Roswell. 3-2 hit count. Hobbs with 2 in the earlier innings.
Yeah, they've been lucky enough to get 2 leadoff hits, both in the first 2 innings.
Savino Sanchez now 7th in the order for Roswell, the second baseman. Sanchez at .268. He's got 15 hits, which is 3rd best on the team so far. 8 RBIs, but nothing in multi-base hits, all singles so far this season. Parrish looks a check over there to first base to see what the runner's going to do. Comes with a nice fastball right down the pike. Puts some mustard behind that pitch and holding on it with Sanchez for the strike.
I'd like to see Parrish just let loose a little bit. He has the ability to be able to strike out players. In fact, he had last time was 7, I believe.
Little curve action just barely sails outside right for the ball and gets a little bit of help from Hernandez in terms of where the wind is kind of blowing the ball to the right. And he put his hand up there and kind of motioned that to his pitcher.
Yeah, it is important to know exactly where the wind is blowing.
And just kind of shifts over before the pitch and gets that glove right where he wants it to make sure the ump sees it on that right outside corner for the strike. Holding again with Sanchez and having to protect that plate with an 0-2 count now. 1-2 count.
Right.
Parrish reloads, turns and fires. High pitch fastball popping up as Hernandez to keep it from going over his head on the wild and gets the runner to get back there, Lujan.
Exactly. Plus, Parrish had that pitch to give. It just may have gotten away from him. Maybe that was the way he planned it. Who knows?
Even count at 2-2 now. Another shift right for Hernandez. Curveball inside, a knuckler, and gets inside the elbow. Sanchez could not get much of an extension. He'll take a strike 3 on the swing. The first K of the game for Luke Parrish on the mound for the Eagles. Now 8th in the order, Emmanuel Anchondo, the left fielder. Anchondo batting .333 this season. He's got 13 hits so far, 8 RBIs on a double, and 10 runs scored. He's 5th on the team in scored runs. Curveball outside, nice save for Hernandez. He kind of jumped up a little quick there on that first baseline after making the catch behind the plate to see if that runner was going to bite too much off. Gets back in time, though. No throw for Hernandez.
So far, so good.
Parrish takes a little bit more time. Curveball and gets that left shoulder for Anchondo. The second time a batter's been hit for Roswell. So they'll get another runner on. They got runners at first and second, Lujan and Anchondo. Bottom of the order now, Jace Griffin, the pitcher. He will be in the batting order here, the lefty. Griffin's at .250 this season. Only has 1 hit so far. That's a single and a run scored. Not a lot of opportunities at the plate for Roswell.
Yeah, this is his 5th opportunity at bat for Griffin.
Yep, 9th game of the season he's been at the plate, offensively at least. He does pitch, though. Curveball inside, golf swing. It'll take a roll and a bounce at the back of the dirt here into right center. Scooped up by Camacho and fired back in to make sure the runner's getting 1 base only, and that will be a single for Griffin. Kind of a low swing on that ball that time. And now that will be the 4th hit of the game for Roswell. Yep. With bases loaded now, 1, 2, and 3. Looks like a courtesy runner is going to check in for the Coyotes. That's Josh Amador. He'll be at first now.
Roswell looking better than they normally do, but or at least their schedule or their standings say. They've had 2 bases loaded so far in the 2nd inning. They're looking pretty good and threatening to do it again, trying to score.
Top of the order, Jackson McDonald. He had a double to start the game, also scored the first run. Curveball clicks the outside corner for the strike. These two teams have had some common opponents, Santa Teresa and also the other one, Artesia.
Right.
Both teams beating Artesia earlier this season.
Yeah, both of them had 1-1 games, but also Hobbs had a second game that they beat them by. In Santa Teresa, Hobbs was able to handle them, and Roswell was not, and they lost that game.
Hobbs winning the doubleheader against Artesia, and Roswell beat them 1 time. Just 1 game played. Boy, sliding over to stop the Wild was Hernandez behind the plate that time. Good save, and kind of shook his head there as he extended more than he wanted to on that one, but put his body on the line to keep it in play.
He sure did.
Again, bases loaded here for Roswell. Parrish quickly returns with a fastball down the middle. Holding on it was McDonald to take the strike. Count goes to 1-2 now. Lynn, Eli Lynn, Noah Lynn, and Isaac Loya, 2, 3, 4 in the batting order. 2 down. We'll make that 1 down here for the Coyotes. Fastball. It's going to head out to left field. Takes a roll. That will look like to be a single. Make it 2 runs scoring. A 2 RBI single. The throw coming in from left from Armendariz. Bounces off the third baseman or the shortstop for the Eagles. Fuentes who came to cover. Or correction, that was Gonzalez for the Eagles. And he held on to the ball, did not want to throw it to home to make another wild throw, which would have got another advance for base runners there. But 2 runs do score for Roswell. As coming across is Rico Lujan and Emmanuel Anchondo, and now 3-0 Roswell.
And the more important thing is there's no outs. So it's only 1 out so far. There was no extra outs during that play. So Hobbs needs to get back into this, be able to get some more outs, be able to get out of this inning.
Taking a look back at second is Parrish. Eli Lynn waiting on the first pitch for the fastball and the strike. So again, that was a 2 RBI single for McDonald, who did get to stretch it out just a bit. Eli Lynn was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Curveball off the handle is going to go to short. Nice backhand by Fuentes. Flicks it to third for the first down, and holding on it for the Eagles was Gonzalez. So that goes from a 6-5 for out number 2.
And that was fighting instinct right there. Generally, when you're the shortstop, you want to go automatically to first base. He remembered that there was a runner going to third, so he just pitched it over to third and was able to get that automatic out once it got to the base.
Yeah, good state of mind there for third baseman Gonzalez to play some good defense. Noah Lynn now a single back in the first, third in the order for the Coyotes. One of the big kids on this Coyote team. Parrish knows about the runners as he looks back, curving inside. This one's heading towards left field. It's going towards the wall, and it's going to bounce in play in the corner. Or did it get over? I think it got, yes, rolling past the fence. It's gone. That's going to be a 3-run homer, unfortunately, for Noah Lynn.
Yeah.
So 3 RBIs. He'll score himself as well. And that's the second hit, or 2 hits in this inning. 2 RBI single for McDonald, and now a 3 RBI homer for Noah Lynn.
Yeah, 6 hits, 6 runs, and he gave that back the flip as soon as he hit it, right after he hit it, knowing it was going to go yard, and it did. And Roswell looking really, really good so far in this first game. Once again, just like last year, they looked really impressive. After we know that Hobbs holds a big lead over this team, 29-3 over the last many, many years.
The record 29-3, correct?
Right.
Yeah, Noah Lynn had his 4th homer just then. He breaks a tie with Eli Lynn, his brother, so the junior has 1 more than the senior brother. Fastball comes low to Isaac Loya, who got on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Takes the first ball. Here comes Parrish with the second pitch. Little curve, clicks low, though, for ball number 2. 2-0 count now to Loya. Runners know where to be seen on the bases after the home run for Lynn.
Yep, they got cleared.
Parrish curving inside. This comes out the handle right over the top of our backstop. We're going to go behind the bleachers behind us. And very short bleachers in this facility, only 3 seats up. That's it. So I don't know if they don't expect a lot of home fans or not. But
right. Or they bring their own seating. Yeah,
last year, of course, the Eagles just played the 1 game here. And that was a 9-8 Roswell win. Hobbs won game 2 at home, 8-1, and then Roswell won a nail-biter, 12-11, also at Sportsman's Park.
Yeah, that was here. That was
oh, that's right, flip it around, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a doubleheader here and the single back in Hobbs. So let's rephrase that. 9-8, Roswell game 1, home here. Hobbs won game 2, 8-1. Off 2 home runs by Makai Brewer. Boy, he had a major offensive production there, and 7 RBIs in that win. And then the game 3 in Hobbs Game 3 against Roswell, 12-11, Coyotes winning that one.
Yeah, they won that in the 7th inning.
Fastball hits low on the plate. That'll be a walk issue to Isaac Loya. First walk of the ball game for Roswell. They've had a couple of courtesy gifts there as 2 players hit by pitches, Eli Lynn and Emmanuel Anchondo. 4th in the order, the cleanup man, Jacob Palomino. He's the center fielder. Ground out to the catcher right in front of the plate. Hernandez making the play in the first inning for the final out there. Meeting of the minds there at the mound now. Coach Bowman out, the pitching coach, to talk to Parrish. Brings in Hernandez, also the catcher, to discuss, and the infield. See if they're going to take the ball out or not.
Not yet.
It looks like the conference is done, and Parrish will remain on the mound for the Eagles. So right now we've got 6 hits for Roswell, 1 strikeout, 1 walk just issued to Isaac Loya. There are 2 outs. Hobbs would love to get back up to the plate to try to get back in this one.
They do have somebody warming up over there.
6-0 is the score at this point here in the bottom of the second. 1 game here in Roswell, 2 tomorrow in Hobbs. Force out at second if need be. Here comes Parrish. Fastball comes a little low. Oh, no, they get the strike call there. Nice movement of the glove behind the plate by Hernandez to kind of spot it up for the umpire.
Always good to help.
I wasn't helping him. I caught a low ball on that one.
It doesn't matter what you think. It matters what the ump thinks. It's Yurahara that's warming up.
Fastball
right now.
outside. Slide for Hernandez to right. The steal is going to be converted by Loya to second, diving face first. And this is a dirt infield here, at least the base paths are dirt here in Roswell. Mound, of course, and the home plate. A little bit of grass there on the insides of the bases, though. Of course, the Eagles with all field turf at home. Curveball off the handle. Going to be a 1 bouncer over to the third baseman Gonzalez. Fires it across the field for out number 3 on the 5-3. Nice job there for Gonzalez to step it up for the Eagles. But it was 4 hits for Roswell in that bottom of the second. They score a total of 5 runs and lead 6-0. Do leave 1 on base. We'll head to the top of the third. Your Eagles trail 6-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Back in Roswell, we are in the top of the third. Your Eagles trail 6-0. 5 runs scored for the Coyotes in the bottom of the second. Eagles take a curveball inside to get it going, and yanking on to Saul Armendariz out towards left. It's going to go towards the wall. The center fielder makes a quick sprint over to the left side and makes the catch over the shoulder. A nice job to get out there by Palomino for the first out for Armendariz on the fly to left center.
It made it look easy. Had to fight the sun just a little bit, I'm sure, from that angle, and was able to track it down, though, and get it easily.
Armendariz came into the game batting at .238 for the Eagles. And now Hobbs down to the bottom of the order. Juan Camacho, the center fielder. Griffin goes with a sinker down low, a swing and a miss for Camacho. Camacho at .239 this season. He's got 11 hits, 11 RBIs, a double, and 2 triples to his name. Now one of the biggest kids out of the field. Takes a curveball inside, gets a crank on it, takes a couple of bounces out to center, and get down on one knee to make the scoop up is Palomino, but a single converted by Camacho for the Eagles' 3rd hit of the ball game. We head to the top of the order now. Josiah Martinez stepping in. He struck out to start off the game. The only strikeout of the contest for Hobbs and one of the Eagles' lefties.
Again, one of the few bright spots is the fact that they don't strike out nearly as much as most teams do.
Got to get a rally now. Down 6-0 here in the top of the third. Low and outside pitch. Late swing from Martinez. Didn't get the footing he wanted there. Kind of lunged over the bag a bit and takes the strike on the miss. Gonzalez, Hernandez, and Alvarado, 2 through 4 in the order for the Eagles. Of course, Alvarado getting a double back in the second. Lets the bat rest on his left shoulder, showing bunt. Pulls out of it at the last second. Ball comes outside for the ball. Evens up the count at 1-1. Of course, the Eagles came in number 12 in the Max Preps poll. Of course, 16 teams make it to the state tournament, so Hobbs in the mix right now with just the start of district here tonight. Griffin with his first throw at first in the ball game, and back in time the runner Camacho.
But it's got to feel a little bit like deja vu, just like last season when things weren't going right for Hobbs and Roswell, and they just got to figure out how to get it right.
And ironically, Hobbs comes back later this season of district and ends up taking second place, even though at subpar 500 record, still got above Clovis and Roswell.
Well, at least they're doing well as far as their record compared to last year.
2 balls and a strike, curveball, and drops from the shoulder down to the midsection, but a little bit lower than the ref or umpire wanted on that one for ball 3. Roswell fans not too happy about that one. 3-1 count now to Josiah Martinez. Griffin turns and fires. Fastball hit high in the air. Going to take a curve towards left center and backpedaling. And here comes the center fielder. Calls off his left fielder, Palomino, running right to left to make the catch near the warning track as he called off on Chondo. Almost looking for a head-on-head collision that time.
Yeah, but Chondo looked like he was out of place, out of sorts. Either way, wasn't in the right area. And luckily he was called off in time to be able to get that catch. That is, of course, lucky for the Roswell fans.
So 2 balls going out in the outfield. Both go to left center. Martinez and Armendariz, unfortunately, foul ball is out. Curveball inside now for Gonzalez. His is going to go towards left field with enough air. And getting underneath it is on Chondo. Puts his glove up and makes the catch with not much movement whatsoever. So Hobbs getting 3 flyouts in that 3rd inning. Did get one hit, left one on base, no run score. We go to the bottom of the third. Roswell still leading 6-0 over your Hobbs Eagles. Come back with us live here at Coyote Park, here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
All right, we are back to action for the Hobbs Eagles baseball team. It is 6-0, bottom of the third. Hobbs is in a hole, but they got the defense to make sure that they get out of it. With the call, here is Ty Friend.
Yeah, kind of a big hole, as you mentioned, though this Roswell team had some tough games against Goddard in the last week, losing two of them, 10-6 and 14-4, so losing by 4 and then 10, but they had the exact same amount of hits as Goddard, 23 for both teams, 11 in game 1 and 12 in game 2. So both teams were swinging the bat pretty well, although Goddard got the better of their arch rival from Roswell. Of course, the Rockets number 1 in the 4A, Roswell number 19 in the 5A, or Hobbs Eagles number 12. Fastball hits the plate for Parrish and rolls back to the right backstop on the foul ball. Up at the plate for Roswell, Rico Lujan. He is 6th in the order. The DH and a single to start off the second inning was the second score of the ball game for Roswell. Fastball down the middle. This is going to be fouled way over the top of the right dugout, and it'll go out of foul territory.
But where I parked last time.
Rico Lujan in his second at bat.
Counts at 1-1.
Takes the fastball down the middle. Little high for ball 2.
Yes, it did. It didn't drop like like Parrish was hoping for. Would have been a nice strike call, but unfortunately did not happen.
Lujan, a stocky DH out there right now. He calls time. Umpire signals the pull out there as Lujan wants to readjust.
Right.
Sanchez, Anchondo, and Griffin, 7 through 9 in the order. Two of those players, Anchondo got on with a hit pitch, and Jace Griffin, the pitcher, got on with a single. Ball comes off the end of the bat on the fastball to the middle of the backstop for the foul.
Swinging a little late, but still making contact for a 2-2 count.
Lujan, one of a handful of seniors on this Roswell team. Did not make the playoffs last year with an under 500 record. Curveball inside, reaches out on the end of the bat again. This out to left field, takes a couple of bounces. Fielded by Armendariz for the Eagles, relays it into second. Nice throw, getting it into Montez at second to make sure the runner stayed at first. But a single nonetheless for Lujan. He's perfect, 2 for 2, and that is the 7th hit for Roswell compared to 3 for the Eagles.
Yeah, got to the outfield gap to the right, was able to drop before he got to the right fielder. Was able to get at least a single out of it. Looks like he's going to have a pinch runner coming in unless he's going to give some equipment away.
Well, Coach Boyle now the coach out on the mound, and we had already had Coach Bowman, the pitching coach, so that means there's going to be a change on the mound as it will be Parrish leaving for the Eagles as he got in through third innings. At least, two innings.
Right, because he didn't get any outs.
No outs
so
in this inning.
Two innings. Looks like it's Yudahara going up there. He was warming up earlier. He's going to see if he can help his friend get out of this game without having a loss to his name.
Of course, 6-0 deficit so far, so going to be a lot of work to do for him.
Exactly. Yudahara usually has been just not doing a whole lot of batting, but at the very least he's doing a whole lot of pitching. He's at a 3.65 average. He does have 1 loss, no wins. He does have 3 appearances, so this will be his 4th. He does have 2 saves, though.
And definitely has to pull the team out of the doldrums here with a 6-0 deficit. Taking a few warm-up pitches. We'll take a 30-second break. Your Eagles trail 6-0, bottom of the third to Roswell. Come back with us. We are slated for 7 here in this one game tonight. Fastball low and outside for ball 3.
Was hoping that would catch the corner, but it did not, apparently.
Udahara trying to dig the Eagles back into this one, down 6-0, with a total of 6. Make it 7 hits for the Coyotes. Here's the windup and the throw. Fastball clicks into the bat and rolls to the left backstop. And Sanchez slams his bat on his spikes there. Was not happy about his follow through on that swing.
Sure. I mean, it was a foul ball right behind him. I mean, nobody would be happy about that, but at least he's still alive.
Of course, Udahara just a sophomore on the squad, so a couple more years as a Hobbs Eagle on the mound. Full count now to Sanchez. Fastball and a low swing on that one. I don't know what he was reaching out for that pitch for. That thing took a big dive even before even coming close to the plate, and he just pretty much was trying to protect, and he luckily, for at least Roswell, made some contact but fouls it off to the right dugout in the Roswell side.
I'd say that's part of the problem for the Roswell Coyotes, but so far their problems have been nothing but successful.
Yeah, the big hits have gotten some runs that come around. Curveball right in the thick of the back of Sanchez. Third player that's been hit by a pitch. First pitch that's hit a player for Udahara, 2 by Parrish. And now bases 1 and 2 are covered with runners as Emmanuel Anchando steps up.
Well, it was only academic that he got hit simply because it would have been a walk either way.
So Anchando steps in. He got hit by a pitch. Another guy that did back in the second inning scored a run, the third of the game for Roswell. Takes a look over to his coach there at first base, Coach Lujan. So runners at first and second now for Roswell. No outs. Udahara looks back at second to check the runner. Turns and fires. A bunt being shown off the end of the bat. He'll take a dribble down the first base line. Might have enough time to get there. It's thrown. A little quick throw there for Udahara over to the right of his first baseman, Alvarado. The errant throw is going to score a runner on the air. Throwing error for Udahara. I think the sun got in the face of Alvarado at first anyway. He couldn't really judge where that ball was coming. Wasn't thrown very hard, kind of a dart throw as Udahara made a jog towards first, but the runner kind of got in the way between the first baseman and Udahara.
Yeah, there was a lot of things going on. A runner, the sun. I mean, it was also kind of a light throw to first base. Didn't quite get to his glove apparently and dropped it. And unfortunately, it took their time. And when they did, third baseman just went ahead and ran home and scored for that extra run.
Makes it 7-0. That was an error, though, as Anchando is able to get Lujan to come across for the 7th run of the ball game. First here in the bottom of the third. Jace Griffin, the pitcher, he wants to show bunt to the lefty. He kind of takes the sword out there and jabs at it just a bit. Ball comes off the end of the bat to the middle of the backstop for the foul. He's a lefty, though, so they got to adjust a little bit on this one. Definitely going to be kind of signaling out to Gonzalez. He better be ready to run up that third baseline. He's the third baseman for the Eagles. 0-1 count to Griffin, who had a single back in the second and a run. Udahara takes a peek at third. Turns and fires. Slider comes inside. Now the quick throw down. Hernandez overthrows Alvarado at first. And a bad throw is going to roll all the way to the right corner of the field in foul territory. The runner is going to be stopped at third. So things are starting to unravel for the Eagles. Another scoring run for Sanchez, and now it's 8-0.
And now you got to be concerned about the runs, because if this happens to be a 10-run game and we go to the 5th inning, it's lights out, game over, and Hobbs does not want to end that way with a mercy rule ending.
Yeah, if you look at last year's scores, 9-8, that was Roswell winning game 1, and game 3 was 12-11. Very close games in both of those wins for Roswell. Hobbs winning a bigger one, 8-1 in game 2.
Right.
But of course, 2-1 win differential there for Roswell. Still no outs in the game. Runner at third for the Coyotes, and still Griffin is the man at the plate. Curveball inside and making him back up just a bit, as he almost took one in the low midsection that time, but was able to backpedal to get out of the way. Bottom of the third, 8-0.
1-2 is the count.
1 run in the first, 5 in the second, and 2 in the third for Roswell.
So far.
Time called as Griffin will take a step out. It's rounding out the order the second time for the Coyotes. We'll be with you tomorrow at 4:30 for the doubleheader at Sportsman's Park in Hobbs. A little bit more different weather conditions to deal with. Fastball hits the plate. Nice chest protector there for Hernandez and knock it to the ground and keep it in fair territory above the plate and keeping that runner at bay at third. That's Anchando trying to get in for Roswell. Griffin will take a few practice swings. Now back in the box for the Coyotes. McDonald, Lynn, and Lynn. Eli and Noah, second and third in the order. Fastball comes to hit the bottom of the strike zone there for strike call. Griffin holding on that one. Count goes full, 3-2. Griffin starts to waggle the bat now behind his left ear, anticipating contact. Sinker comes down. Griffin started doing a dance, and he got a walk out of it, did not swing the bat, and pays the price. That'll be the second K of the game issued to Roswell, one for Parrish and one for his backup, Alan Udahara, in relief. Top of the order now, Jackson McDonald, one out. He's 2 for 2, though. McDonald, the leadoff man, a double and a single. Second hit was a 2 RBI single and scored a run off the first double. Udahara quickly responds to him with a curveball, clips the inside corner. I don't think McDonald's even ready to get that bat in preparation for a swing on that one.
Well, you know, he's in the box, so if you're in the box, you're supposed to already be ready. But that was the last 3 pitches have been all perfect strike calls.
Another windup for the throw. Udahara going to go outside. It gets on the ground. It gets by Hernandez, and that will send another run home, which is on Chondo. So Eagles have had 3 misplays, some pitches, and bad throws to bases have caused some runs to come across for Roswell.
And this smells just like last year when there was just those little bitty mistakes that were adding up and causing problems for Hobbs. And so far they have not been able to answer any of them yet. 9 runs, that's going to be a huge hole to get out of, especially before you get to the 5th inning.
Udahara in relief, trying to get the team back in this one, down 9-0 now. Curveball comes inside, clips the inside corner for the strike against McDonald. In that third game last year, 12-11, Roswell winning that one. Hobbs had 7 errors in that contest, although Roswell had 3 themselves, so it was not a clean game, but Roswell picking up that third win, or second win out of the 3-game series. Fastball outside, and lunging across the plate, could not make the extension he wanted, is on Chondo. And actually, McDonald, he will sit down on the strikeout. So 2 Ks in a row now issued by Udahara, and hopefully that shows a trend now on the mound.
Yeah, and you were talking about the 3rd game last season. Well, you know, Hobbs had the lead early on, but Roswell just kept fighting back, was able to make some mistakes for Hobbs to pay for them in dividends. And by the end of the game, you know, Hobbs had to come back, and just wasn't enough.
Curveball inside, late swing for Lynn, knocks it down hard the third base line, scooped up, and a throw coming from Gonzalez to Alvarado for the 3rd out on the 5-3. Finally the 3rd out as Roswell will go take a seat on the ground out to 3rd. But the Coyotes do manage 1 hit. They leave 1 on base, and they do get 2 runs that come across due to some errors for the Eagles. 9-0, we head to the top of the 4th. You're listening to live Hobbs Eagle Baseball on Cool 95.7's Facebook page, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back in 60.
All right, we are back to Roswell, where unfortunately everything's going right for Roswell and not right for Hobbs. Well, we got another at-bat right now, and for the call, here is Ty Friend.
First, before we get to that, Ron, some good news for the Hobbs Lady Eagles softball team going on today in Clovis for a district matchup.
Exactly, on the road, and it is 20-1, bottom of the 4th, and Hobbs is on a roll with a big lead.
Umpire comes running out of the home plate as they left the music on during the pitch, and finally he has to turn around and look back and tell the PA system it's time for baseball once again. Exactly. Eagles at the plate, down 9-0. Jaden Hernandez steps up, the catcher. Flew to right field on his last pitch, takes a sinker, comes down the middle of the pike, and the strike as Hernandez waited on that one. He is 3rd in the order for the Eagles. Alvarado and Fuentes due up next. Of course, Alvarado had a double back in the second. Curve it inside and foul to the right backstop in foul territory for Hernandez.
Caught the net, otherwise it could have been in that concession stand just behind us.
Eagles definitely need to get some base runners as they trail 9-0 on a 6-2 hit count so far. Here's the windup and the throw from Griffin. Curveball gets away from him, but not away from the catcher as Eli Lynn gets up and makes the snag on the right side of the plate. Didn't matter. There was no base runners, though, for the Hobbs Eagles.
Exactly. No worries. No threat.
1-2 count now for Griffin as he turns and fires a curveball. Low pitch. And it looks like a third strike is dropped, so having to pop up and throw is Lynn behind the plate and gets it out to his first baseman, Noah Lynn. So Eli to Noah for out number 1.
Right, just like they were in the backyard, just throwing the ball around.
So that'll sit Hernandez down. And brings up Xavier Alvarado for the Eagles. He is the cleanup man, double back in the first. And he was the first hit of the 3 in the ball game, another one of the lefties for Hobbs.
Runs or hits together,
that
could help.
Talking about getting hit, he just got a hit in the back with the pitch there from Griffin and didn't even turn. He just let his back just stay right there and take it like a man.
Right.
And he's going to go on base with the gift from Griffin.
I mean, there was, unless he's a contortionist, he was not going to be able to get out of the way of that ball.
Jason Fuentes now 5th in the order, flew to left field back in the 2nd inning. Second at-bat for him. He's got a runner on with Alvarado at first. Curveball inside, middle of the bat. It's going to sell out towards right. Should be enough time. And coming up underneath it is Toscano for the catch and the fly out for Fuentes. So that'll be the first, or make it the second out for the Eagles on the fly to right. And that's Christian Montez's turn now to check in for the Eagles. He had the second hit of the ball game in the 2nd inning with a single.
Now, Hobbs has been able to get some runs generated after 2 outs. But at this rate, they're going to have to be really good because Roswell has been real tight with their defense and real good with their offense.
Montez currently 2nd on the team with RBIs with 13. Takes the first pitch low on the fastball for ball 1. Definitely like to see him knock his teammate Alvarado around the bases here.
As well as himself.
Fastball goes high, popping up to make the catch. Eli Lynn behind the plate. Did not want that one to go wild to advance the runner. Able to come down with it. 2 balls and no strikes for Christian Montez. Johnson, Armendariz, and Camacho 7 through 9. Curving inside, clips the bottom of the strike zone. Close to the knees there of Montez. And wishing he could step back a little bit and unload on that one. 2-1 count. Griffin takes a few peeks back at first, turns and fires. Curving inside low, and a little ricochet action. And it looks like it hit off the knee of Montez and the catcher, Lynn, after hitting a piece of the bat low on that pitch. Evens up the count at 2-2. Again, the Eagles came into this game batting .251, Roswell at .347. So a little bit of a difference in the contact so far.
We do have a final on that Hobbs-Clovis game with the softball. It is 20-1 was the final.
Curveball, swing and a miss inside for Montez to strike out. That is going to be the 3rd K of the game by Griffin. And that will be out number 3 as well. So the Hobbs Eagles, no managing hits on that. Did get one on base due to a hit pitch, and that was Xavier Alvarado. Leaves him on the bases, though. No runs scored. We go to the bottom of the 4th. A big lead for the home team, Roswell, 9-0. We'll come back at you at 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Next.
All right, welcome back as we are playing this one. Of course, we have a doubleheader tomorrow, and Hobbs going to be starting about 4:30. Weather going to be a bit of an issue, but right now it's be perfect, except for the wind is just blowing a little bit in towards us. And for the call, as you know, is Ty Friend.
Pre-game show 4:15 tomorrow on that doubleheader with Roswell. Eagles trailing here 9-0. Bottom of the 4th. Coyotes at the plate. Isaac Loya, the cleanup man. Fielder's choice and a walk in this game. Or actually Noah Lynn at the plate, one of their big kids, the first baseman. He's 2 for 2. Of course, the 3 RBI homer back in the third inning and the single to start the game in the first.
Hoping that Udahara gets some stuff going and get some strikeouts.
Curveball inside. He's going to take this for a single. A big hop on the ground, and having to jump high in the air to pull it down was Armendariz for the Eagles, and nice relay throw into second as he connects with Montez to stop the runner with just a single. So Lynn, though, perfect at the plate. Noah Lynn, he's 2 singles and a home run to his name. Perfect, as he's one of their best hitters. We mentioned Lynn came into this contest at .407 and leads the team with 4 homers and does have 6 doubles as well. That time just a single.
Now Roswell just able to get those bats to be active, and they continue to get those hits each and every inning.
Udahara comes with a curveball and just barely misses on the curve. Almost got that outside elbow on Loya. He stays his ground there, picks up the ball call. Fielder's choice and a walk for Loya so far. Quick reload for Udahara. Curveball inside. Golf swing for Loya and spins around helicopter style across the plate. Lost his balance on that one, and count goes to 1-1 on the swing and a miss. Runner at first for Coyotes. That's Lynn. Udahara taking not very much time between pitches. Curve it down the middle and striking a swing there for Loya. Again, his footing been kind of off balance there on the last couple of pitches, so Udahara doing a good job of curving that up just a bit.
Yeah, he is doing all he can to make sure he gets out of this inning without any more damage. He's already got 1 on with no outs.
Fastball down the pike, strike 3 as Loya caught looking. He'll take a seat. That will be the 4th K of the ball game issued to Roswell. And that'll be out number 1 for the Coyotes here in the bottom of the 4th. And now it's Jacob Palomino. He's had some trouble getting some clean hits. He grounded right in front of the home plate, is scooped up by the catcher Hernandez to get the first of his, and then a ground to third too. So Hobbs taking care of business against Palomino. Takes the first pitch, curveball inside for the strike as Palomino watched on that one. He is 5th in the order for the Coyotes.
Udahara showing some real good control on that mound so far.
Of course, in relief in this ball game, Palomino at .333 this season. Does have 7 RBIs.
Yep, Udahara came into the top of the 3rd and still pitching very well so far.
He called time on the mound there. As back in the box is Palomino.
I should say bottom of the 3rd.
Fastball clips the outside corner for the strike. Nice solid catch there for Hernandez, getting the glove right up in the zone to help out the ump on that one. Count goes to 0-2. It's going to be plate protection time for Palomino. Curveball at the handle of the bat, going to go high in the air towards the mound and calling everybody off for the Eagles. Udahara, but then no, somebody else comes over to make the catch, coming from third base. It looked like it was going to be Udahara, but it was Gonzalez instead. He came out of nowhere. Speedy sprint there towards behind the big mound for the Eagles.
Yeah, even with the mound, he was able to track it down and be able to catch it very comfortably.
That's going to bring 6th in the order now. Lujan, he's one of 2 players that are perfect at the plate. Of course, we mentioned that Lynn was 3 for 3, and now Lujan 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. He is the DH. Curveball inside, kind of drops low as it gets close to the plate for the ball.
Yeah, not quite a strike call, just a ball. But 1-0 so far, and so far Hobbs, this is their best inning as far as their defense so far.
Fastball outside and low for ball.
Since it's not over with.
8 hits so far for Roswell, and 3 for the Hobbs Eagles. Udahara takes a quick call from Hernandez behind the plate, likes the pitch number he got. Curveball inside and putting a belt on Lujan. He's got to suck in and back it up just a bit to get away from that pitch. But takes the ball on that one. Counts 3-0, so Lujan gets the second laugh on that one. Now showing bunt and pulls out of it. Pitches inside for ball 4. That's a walk to Lujan.
Right.
So might have just been kind of playing around a little bit there to see if Udahara was going to change up his pitch a little bit. Second walk of the game for the Coyotes. They'll have runners at first and second. 7th in the order, Savino Sanchez. He struck out in inning 2 and also was hit by a pitch in inning 3 and then scored a run subsequent to that.
Well, a 3-0 count, usually you get a pitch strike, and that didn't happen.
Curveball inside. Nice hard contact with the ball, but it goes foul. Didn't get really the extension he wanted, at least the rotation on the wrist there, and it sends out towards the Hobbs Eagle dugout out of foul territory. But some good contact on that one by Sanchez. Just a little bit late off the pitch from Utahara. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball down the middle off the crack of the end of the bat. It's going to go into the second, third gap out to left field. That will be a single, as putting up the stop sign for the coaching staff, Ernest Lujan, there in that third coach's box. But a single recorded for Sanchez. So that is their fifth player that's had at least one hit in this game. Multiple hits for Lynn and McDonald and Lujan. And that one for Sanchez, his first.
Yeah, not only have they been hitting well, but they've also been loading up the bases, giving them more and more opportunities to be able to score, and that's why they've got the 9 runs so far.
And again, like you mentioned, loaded bases right now. Emmanuel Achando hit by a pitch and got on due to an error. Curving inside. This one's going to be some high air helium out there to center field. Should be a routine play, and it is for Camacho. That'll be out number 3 for the Roswell Coyotes. So luckily nobody scores in that inning, but they get some opportunities. 2 hits. They leave all 3 runners on base. Got a walk on top of that. No runs scored. We head to the top of the 5th. Eagle bats better come alive. They trail 9-0 to Roswell. Back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Another opportunity for Coyotes trying to get into this. They had the bases loaded just a moment ago, but Hobbs was able to get out of it. And now the top of the 5th, but they still have a big hole. 9-0 is the score. Hobbs is trailing. And for the call, here is Ty Friend.
Yeah, that was the first inning that Roswell did not at least get 1 run score. They had 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 3 in the third, 0 in the fourth. But Hobbs still scoreless. They want to try to get something going here in the top of the 5th. We are slated for 7 in this game. Again, 2 games tomorrow with the doubleheader. 4:30 start time, 4:15 for the pregame show at Sportsman's Park. Hobbs will get up on the plate now to try to get something going. The DH, 7th in the order, Canyon Johnson. He got out to 3rd for the final out of the 2nd inning. Again, Johnson came in batting 136. 7 RBIs off of 3 hits this season. Takes the first pitch low for the ball as it rolls across the plate.
Yeah, he also hit into a double play earlier in his game, so he wants to get his bat lively and at least get a single, maybe even a double if he could possibly stretch it.
Curveball inside, comes off the edge of the bat. Going to be a dribbler out towards second. And a quick scoop and throw for Sanchez for out number 1. So that'll be first out for the Eagles here in the top of the 5th, trailing 9-0. Saul Armendariz now flew out to left center back in the 3rd inning. First at bat in that inning. He's 8th in the order for the Eagles. Armendariz came in at 238 this season.
Very little cloud coverage going on right now for the sun.
Curveball outside for ball 1. Armendariz 44% on base percentage. Definitely needs some runners on the bases. Eagles are 1 away from getting close to a mercy rule situation, and Roswell would have a chance to make it 10 in the bottom of this inning. Curveball inside low for ball 2. 2-0 count. 2-0 count now to Saul Armendariz. Quick return for Griffin. Curveball inside. This is going to be fouled out over the top of the Roswell dugout on the right side.
Yeah, it's going to go into their football practice field.
This is the 2nd year of this baseball field on the campus of Roswell High. Prior to that, they were playing at Coca-Cola Field at the fairgrounds. Curveball inside. Check swing was way low for Armendariz. Luckily didn't come around on that one. Gets the ball.
Yeah.
Of course, that the Coca-Cola field been used for minor league baseball and was kind of getting some deterioration out there. So they got this field set up last year. And remember, that was kind of a grimy, windy games that we had here at Roswell last year.
Exactly, it was.
Curveball inside. Gets some good coverage on this one out towards left center. That might be gone. To the fence, it takes a bounce on the ground out there. It's recovered by Palomino and gets it into a relay to second, but not enough in time as Saul Armendariz lights up the field with a double, his first hit of the ball game, and 4 for the Hobbs Eagles. Now have a base runner and a chance for Camacho to bring him around. He had a single back in the 2nd inning and definitely needs some more hitting for the Eagles. Camacho with 11 RBIs this season. He is currently tied for 3rd on the team and would like to make another one here. Off the end of the bat, outside pitch is going to sell out foul territory on the right side. And luckily they didn't have a little bit more air on it because that might have been some more time for Noah Lynn to get out there, the first baseman. Chasing it down was Martinez, the right fielder, but that thing went low quickly.
Yeah, it did, and looked like it was going to be fair for a moment, but just drifted foul. Unfortunately, would have been a perfect hit, would have definitely scored from second and would have been an RBI, probably a double at that rate, but either way, that's a what-if right now, so we're at 0-1.
Juan Camacho, the sophomore, takes the next pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. Got a little bit eager on that one, did Camacho, as he wanted to make some more contact. So count now 0-2 for Camacho. Bottom of the order for the Eagles. This is their second time around in the order. Here comes a pitch from Griffin. Curving inside. Swats it like a fly. Swatter out towards left center. Two players going towards it. And one-hand catch for Anchando, the left fielder. Steal towards third. The throw, is it there in time? Wait for the up. The field up. Nope, he's going to say fair, or safe, I should say, and that will be a stolen base for Saul as he gets to third, but the fly out to left for Camacho for out number 2.
So we do have one in scoring position, but unfortunately we have 2 outs and very little chance of being able to get him in if we can't get.
The Eagles going to bring in their lefty now, top of the order. Josiah Martinez, third time at the plate, 0 for 2 at the strikeout and a fly to left. 2 down, Eagles down 9-0. Fastball low for ball 1. Good eye for Martinez.
Again, this team has proven that they do not strike it, or at least they don't swing at everything. So their strike count has been down, their strikeouts.
Curving inside, high connect on the ball, but it's going to go shallow left and a back pedal. One-hand catch. Looks like the second baseman is the guy that calls everybody off on the back pedal. And that was Sanchez for the out number 3 on the fly for Martinez. So the Hobbs Eagles get 1 hit, leave 1 on base, no runs scored. Go to the bottom of the 5th. If Roswell gets 1 run, Ron, game would be over 10-0.
Exactly, and Hobbs needs, they did all they could on the offense. Their defense has been doing okay, but not well enough. They had a couple of mistakes early, so they need to get out of this inning, be able to get some runs in, and be able to continue this game to at least the 7th.
9-0 your score, bottom of the 5th, Roswell at the bat, and as I said, 1 run could end the ball game. Live here on HobbsAmerica.com.
All right, first game of district for Hobbs, not going their way as the Eagles are not flying as high as I'd like to against these Roswell Coyotes. 9-0 is the score right now. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and we're hoping we don't get any more runs because otherwise, as you called it, it would be the end of the game. And here is the call. Of course, it is Ty Friend.
Mentioned 9-0 to score in favor of Roswell. The hit count is 9-4, also in favor of the Coyotes.
Yep, they've been doing everything right so far.
And they will get it going with their pitcher. He's 9th in the order, Jace Griffin. This is the 3rd order going through for the Coyotes. He is a lefty. He singled back in the 2nd inning, did score a run. Get 9-0 to score. The relief man on the mound for the Eagles, Udahara, came in for the relief of Parrish. Curveball high and outside for ball 1.
I noticed both these pitchers are rather fast on their delivery. Don't take a whole lot of time trying to study to see what they can throw.
Griffin has only a 25% on-base percentage. Takes a swing off the end of the bat, and it's going to settle in the middle of the backstop. Hernandez is kind of looking up in the air. Where the heck did the ball go? And got lost in the sun on that one, the catcher for the Eagles.
Yeah, it didn't pop up, though, like he thought it would.
Griffin will get another opportunity here with the pitch with a couple of fouls. Here comes Udahara. with the windup and the throw. Curveball goes well outside and hits the bottom of the backstop here in the middle. This lost control, kind of a smile out there by Utah. Didn't know what happened to that ball. The batteries must have popped loose at the last second or something.
Maybe you're just a little bit of a finger slippage either way. Sometimes it happens when you're trying to concentrate on one thing. You know, as they say, you can throw hard or you can throw accurately, but you can't seem to do both.
Here comes a pitch from Utah. Fastball inside and check swing out to center field. Shallow. Starting to backpedal, but then coming up on the ball to make the catch was Camacho. Good decision for him. He wasn't sure what the wind was going to do on that one, and gakes the catch on the fly off of Griffin.
Yeah, as they say, keep your eye on the ball and you'll be able to catch it with ease, and that's what he did out there for the first out.
Top of the order for the fourth time, Jackson McDonald, the leadoff man for the Coyotes. He's 2 for 3. Double with the run, single, 2 RBI single, his second at bat, and struck out. Roswell's been struck out 4 times. Utah at the fastball, gets contact in the gap between second and third with the rollout to left field to Armendariz. Able to get down to the crouch and make the stop and gets it back into his second baseman, Montez, on the relay. So that will be a single for McDonald, who's now 3 for 4. 10th hit of the ball game for Roswell, double digits. And hopefully not 10 on the scoreboard. That would be game over as Eli Lynn comes up. He's right now 0 for 2, though, with a couple of ground outs. Is short and third. Did get on due to a hit pitch back in the first. Utah fires a fastball at the end of the bat, out to right center, going towards the wall on the warning track. It's going to get out close, over the shoulder, attempt for a catch by Camacho. Couldn't come up with it. He'll try to relay it in and gets it in to his shortstop. That was Fuentes, but that will be, looks like a double converted.
Yep.
And that will be for Lynn, his first hit of the ball game, and that's hit number 11 for the Coyotes. And now the guy you don't want to come up in this position, which is Noah Lynn. Perfect, 3 for 3, 3 RBI homer, and a pair of singles. And if you walk him, you're going to have bases loaded, Ron.
Exactly. I mean, there's no real win situation. I mean, at best you can walk him and get the bases loaded and hope for 2 more outs, as they do.
And they do walk him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer and such. You know, just like last year they did with Brewer. He went up, and that you knew they were going to walk him because he'd already knocked off at least 1, maybe even 2 home runs against this team. So yeah, you don't play around with that. You definitely want to make sure that you win as best you can. And having somebody who can hit a homer, yeah, you don't want to play with that.
Yeah, last year in the second game of the series, that was a Makai Brewer with the 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and the Eagles 8-1 win. But right now, 9-0, bases loaded, and just 1 out. As they're going to bring in Isaac Loya now. The curveball inside off the handle, sails up the third base line. That will be a single, a hard charging one. And the final runs of the ball game are to come across to score. And that should be mercy rule, as that was looks like a single for Isaac Loya, an RBI single. And that will make it 11-0, and that will be the game as all the runners stop on their bases. And that will be the first win of district for Roswell to go to 1-0. So the Hobbs Eagles losing this one 11-0 in game 1 of the tripleheader. 2 games tomorrow. We'll take make that a 2-minute break and come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
All right, Hobbs travels to Roswell with a 4-game winning streak, trying to take on Roswell for the district. Wasn't able to get a victory. In fact, got a goose egg. Ended up being a mercy roll, ending 10-0. And, with the numbers, here is Ty Friend.
Roswell getting a run in the first inning, 5 in the second, 3 in the third, and 1 in the fifth for the victory as they go to 1-0 in district. In terms of their record overall, Roswell now 10-8 on the season, and the Hobbs Eagles with that loss as they drop to 10-8 as well. So even records for tomorrow's doubleheader. Of course, the Eagles playing Roswell at home at Sportsman's Park, 4:15 pregame show, 4:30 first pitch, and then the doubleheader second game after that. Let's look at the numbers in this game. A bunch of hits coming in for Roswell. They finished up with a total of 12 hits in this ball game. Jackson McDonald, 3 for 4. He had a couple of singles. One of those was a 2 RBI single. Also had a double and a couple of runs scored for the Roswell cause. Noah Lynn was perfect, 3 for 3. He had a 3 RBI homer, a pair of singles, and a walk. Eli Lynn, his brother, 1 for 3 with a double on his last at bat. Isaac Loya went 1 for 3 and also had a walk off an RBI single. Jacob Palomino went 0 for 3. Rico Lujan 2 for 2 on a pair of singles and 2 runs plus a walk. Savino Sanchez went 1 for 2. He had a single, hit by a pitch, and a run scored. And Jace Griffin, the pitcher, who went the distance in this one, went 1 for 3, a single, and a run scored. So again, a total of 12 hits, 4 strikeouts for the Coyotes, and they were walked twice off of Hobbs Eagle pitching. Eagles only getting a total of 4 hits in this ball game. Nobody with multiple hits. They did get 1 apiece on Xavier Alvarado, who went 1 for 1 with a double and hit by a pitch. Christian Montez went 1 of 2 with a single. It was Saul Medeiros went with a double, also a stolen base. He was 1 of 2. And Juan Camacho went 1 of 2 with the single. Eagles again with just 4 hits, were struck out 3 times, did not get 1 walk. And Hobbs has been pretty good this season picking up walks, doing a good job of watching pitches. But just offense was not clicking the way it needed to be in this one and not getting the base runners they needed to even try to get half of what the 10 points on the scoreboard said.
Well, Roswell was very aggressive with their bats. They almost swung on any good pitch. In fact, I think it was only 1 inning that they didn't have a lead hit to start off the inning. Other than that, they were doing a whole lot with their bats. They were getting singles, doubles. I'm surprised actually they may have gotten a triple, but it got really close if they didn't. And they were hitting the one. Of course, they did get the home run. That did help their cause a lot. Hobbs, on the other hand, was unable to get their bats to go evenly, or at least get enough to get a run or 2 on. And, their fielding, they started off a little weak on that one as well. Their strength of schedule is good with a 10-2. They have a rating of 1237. They just had a bad day. Maybe this is a wake-up call for them, and it's good because after a 4-game winning streak against teams that were a little weaker than they can play against, they played a couple of good games. In fact, they did beat Cleveland earlier in this season, so we expected them to come out that way. Unfortunately, it didn't. Whatever happened, it didn't happen. So they're going to have to really get into it tomorrow, be able to get that doubleheader going. If they can get both of those, they'll right their ship and be able to get back into this district play. But, of course, as they say, 1 game at a time.
Yeah, they had to face some sluggers. Noah Lynn, 3 for 3 of that 3 RBI homer. Jackson McDonald, 3 for 4 with the doubles and some singles and RBIs, etc. So sluggers hurt you, but also fielding errors and throwing errors inside the infield hurt you. A couple times first base overthrowing and pitcher throwing it off to the right. Sun was in his face. That caused some issues. We had some wild pitches behind the home plate that scored some runs too. So got to clean that up. Again, you're having to deal with some dirt infield here, at least between the bases and at home plate, which you don't deal with at the Sportsman's Park, although we do have the dirt pitching mound there. But, we don't make excuses like that. But the hitting just completely in the pocket of Roswell in this one. So, again, tomorrow, Ron, the doubleheader situation. Eagles and both teams actually got to get kind of in a different frame of mind with the weather. The temperature is dropping about, 20-some degrees from today down to about 62, 63. And then Saturday they won't play, but there's a big cooling trend in the next couple of days. Possibility, not as big a possibility Friday for rain versus Saturday, but I think the wind's going to come up a little bit into effect too.
Yeah, but it's going to feel like night and day, overall. I mean, we're hoping, though, that the wind won't be a factor. However, it probably will be with the wind. With the temperature dropping the way it is, it looks like it's going to be a northern wind, so it's going to have a bite to it. And, of course, that's also going to make the ball a little heavier, and that means that Hobbs has only had 2 home runs in the season. I think Roswell has had 9 so far. Of course, they had the one today. And Hobbs almost got close to it. It looked like it was going to be one, but just didn't quite get in there. Dropped before it got to past the fence. So unfortunately, that kind of worked against Hobbs as well. Just everything worked against Hobbs, which actually is a blessing to a degree, because if you want everything to go wrong, you want it to go wrong in one game, not this series of 3.
Final score once again, Mercyville win for the Coyotes. Roswell 10, your Hobbs Eagles nothing. And of course, Coyotes now 1-0 in district, your Eagles at 0-1. Tomorrow, doubleheader, 4:15 start on the pregame show, Game 1, and we'll Game 2 right after that to wrap it up for you. We'd like to thank Tiffany Stuber back at the station for keeping us on the air. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Fred, until tomorrow, have a great rest of a Thursday night out there.